I am here to talk to you today about empty nesters and downsizing. Everybody's starting school these days. It is the end of August in 2019, and I keep seeing all of these pictures pop up on Facebook with the first day of school. We've got senior year, we've got first grade, fifth grade, all over the board. So I wanted to let you know that one of the markets that I specialize in, the clients that I have, the majority of them are downsizing. They're empty nesters, their family has moved out, and they want to live a more maintenance free lifestyle. So I wrote a couple notes this morning and jotted down some ideas on what can you do to prepare. If you have a senior in high school or a senior in college and you don't want to live in your big house anymore, what are some things that you can do as you start thinking about, finding a new place to live, going on that next chapter? So one of the biggest complaints that I get is that there's so much junk. So maybe it's not a complaint. Maybe for some people it's a lot of sentimental memories. But one of the things that you can do is to start thinking about what are the things that you can get rid of. What are the things that are just taking up space that you don't need? Maybe little trinkets. Maybe sift through all of your sentimental things and think about what do you want to keep? What do you think, might not hold as much value to you anymore? Because things do change as you change and life goes on. So, and then ask your kids, what are the things that they want to bring with them to their new house? What are the things that are important to them? What are the things that, they might want to get rid of? I hear a lot of people talking about their kids. They have their room still full of all of their stuff. So maybe ask them to come over for a weekend and see, what can they clear through and keep, their bed, keep a couple, maybe a picture here and there on the wall of their pastimes, just, to have some staging, show what kind of a room it could be, or just clear it out and repaint. On that note, one of the things to do is to start painting. If you have wallpaper or if you have bright colors that your kids picked out when they lived at your house, think about what are some, easy strategies that you can, implement. Like if you have borders all over the ceiling or in the middle, separating two different colors, try to start scraping those off and get some, warm colors in there. I don't necessarily want to say neutral because everywhere you go these days there's gray and beige or grayish. But it might be, you might be able to do a room or two here and there with those colors, but what are the warm colors, the warm and inviting colors? Don't go too bright, but definitely don't go too dark because you don't want to make the rooms look smaller. So you can always, ask me for a consultation or go to your local paint store and say what are the colors right now that people are getting when they want to get ready to sell. And then next thing to think about is your utilities and mechanics, like your furnace. If you have a septic system, think about your gutters, like all of those different things that might need some maintenance. If you haven't had your septic pumped in 4 years, get it pumped right now, or at least get it pumped within a year before you decide to put your house on the market. Every septic inspector is different as well. Some say you need to have it pumped, and others say no, it needs to be full for me to see what kind of a condition it is in. So I wouldn't necessarily think about that part, but if you've gotten it pumped within the last 2 years, it might be okay. But if it's been more than a couple years, then definitely think about getting it pumped. And then also your furnace, get it cleaned, get it maintained, and then if it is more than 10 years old, I wouldn't necessarily get it replaced, but make sure the area is cleaned. As long as you've been maintaining it and it's still in a good efficiency, which the HVAC person that comes to clean your furnace will tell you what kind of efficiency it is. Just make sure it's clean so that when people come in and they look at it, that is a big expense, that they don't get scared away because it might be a little dirty around the area. And lastly, where do you want to go? A lot of people are concerned about, if I sell my house, where am I going to go? So think about that now. Think about, drive around the neighborhoods that you might want to live in. Put some feelers out there, who might be moving in the next couple of years, who's sick of the winter if you live in a winter environment, um, or what are some neighborhoods that you think are really nice. Start researching, like, what are the HOA fees if you do decide to go into a condo association. Do you want a condo, or do you want a detached condo? These are all questions that you should be, thinking about, and kind of putting some good time into figuring out, because you don't want to put your house on the market and then all of a sudden think, oh my gosh, I need to find temporary housing, which I could absolutely help you with, but sometimes in the moment it's difficult to find. So these are just 4 strategies that you might want to start working on in order to get ready to downsize and get into that more affordable / easy to maintain home. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you'd like a market evaluation, and some more tips on downsizing will be coming soon. Have a great day.